Is he coming in?
It's the Misery Loves Football podcast. I'm with Ken Motka, my co-host. I'm Chad Zumach. How's it going, Ken? Okay, Ken's not paying attention. We have a very special guest, Kevin Brennan, and we're waiting on Chris
Did you send him
Roach.
the link?
Yeah, I emailed him. Did you not get it?
He said he's asking.
Yeah, I sent him a link from Chad Zumach.
Is that me free up?
Were you froze up?
I think I was for quite a
All
while.
right, start again. Start again.
Comcast is having real bad problems here.
Oh, because of the weather? No, let's just keep it in. Who cares? It's a shit show.
Yeah, why not?
Wow, that's a good start. Anyway, here's my point. If you get struck by lightning, or if you're at a fucking event or some shit, like if you go to the Comedy Cellar when there's when it's going to be flooded, when there's a massive flood on the way, I saw people talking about like, hey, I didn't even know this was on the way. I did. Anyway, so I think it's Ken's. So anyway, the point is on some level,
Kevin's talking about the Comedy Cellar got flooded.
yeah, because they had a bad flood here. What is it? 2 nights ago, and everything got flooded. But the Comedy Cellar is called the Comedy Cellar. That implies it's underground. The Village Underground is called the Village Underground. That's their other comedy club. That implies it's a cellar underground. So if there's a lot of if it's imminent flooding, maybe you shouldn't go. Like people went to the U.S. Open, and the U.S. Open kept playing, and it's like on some level, it's on you, man. I was a caddy one time, and this fucking golfer, we were on the 16th hole, and the guy said, there's lightning coming over the fucking horizon. I go, yeah, I'm done. I'm going in. So the guy goes, well, I'm not going in. I'm like, you think I'm getting struck by lightning for you, you fucking clown? He wasn't even that good a golfer. So then, so I go in.
8 over par. I'm out of here.
I walk in. I wait. I have to wait for the guy to come back in. He only has 2 holes left, but I got to wait for to get paid. So then he complains to the caddy master. He goes, yeah, the caddy, he quit after 16. And the caddy master already knew because when I came in, I was, I said, yeah, I fucking walked away. Anyway, so then the caddy master goes, well, the caddy master goes, his name was Irv. He goes, you did the right thing. He goes, and besides, the guy said when he was a kid, he got struck by lightning. So maybe he thought like you don't get struck twice. It's like COVID. Once you got it, you got the antibodies or whatever. So the point is, the guy's a fucking idiot. But like this lifeguard on Long Beach Island who got electrocuted, they said like Ken's trying to tell me it was a perfectly blue sky. I'm saying it wasn't. So if you hear thunder or if you're a lifeguard, you don't have to let him fire you. Let him just go, hey man, I don't want to get struck by lightning. Now the guy's dead. And who's better off, me or that dead lifeguard? Me, because I walked in on the 16th hole. So the point is that if you go to the Comedy Cellar when there's a flood coming, maybe you shouldn't. Maybe you're stupid. These people, they don't even know who's on the lineup or what's going on. They just go, oh, I got to go see whoever. Their lineups at the Comedy Cellar are not that good that you want to fucking go to an underground club when it's going to be a flood, a 100-year flood. They're calling it a 500-year flood. There's nobody at the Comedy Cellar who's as good as a 500-year flood. That's a fact.
What about Colin Quinn?
Not even close. 500-year flood?
300-year for Colin Quinn.
We'd like to welcome Chris Roach to the podcast.
Hey, sorry for I actually gave you the wrong email address.
Oh,
I came in at a good time. Kevin's red in the face, and I love it. It's my favorite. I love when he gets angry.
Wait, how'd you get on then if you got the wrong email?
I sent you my old AOL. I don't know why I put AOL. I've been Gmail for quite some time.
Yeah, but how did you get in then if you don't have it?
I signed into my old AOL account.
Like a pro.
Yeah.
You just adjusted.
Well, Kevin was just venting because the Village Underground flooded, and he goes, yeah, a flood's coming, and it's underground. It's not like it's the Comedy Cellar on stilts.
Comedy Attic.
There it is.
Holy
comedy on the top floor.
Yeah, I was at last night. I was at Broadway Comedy Club, and they were airing out the room. They just barely cleaned it out in time. And Gotham, I know Gotham, it's downstairs, got flooded out too.
Yeah, but on some point, on some level, you gotta, the club shouldn't be open. The fact of the matter was that they never canceled the show because I had a spot that night. They never told me I'd cancel. I just kept taking pictures of the emergency flood thing on my phone, and I would send it to Liz. And then at one point, she's like, "Don't come in then." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm not. I'm just telling you that the governor is telling me not to come in." But they never canceled the show. So, but on some level, it's, the customer, you gotta take responsibility for your own fucking life. So if you're dumb enough to go to a fucking mediocre comedy show on a Wednesday night, on a fucking flood-filled fucking, you're an idiot.
But what if you want to see comedy?
You deserve to die. They don't even. I would love to know who they were watching on that show. I would love to know. You can't go back, Chad. Don't even try.
Oh,
okay. So you never went in?
No, I didn't go. I didn't go in the next night either because I was like, yeah, the trains are erratic.
Right.
I hope everyone that was swimming to get their checks had their vaccine cards.
Holy shit.
Yeah, that's the funny part. You have to be fully vaccinated to be electrocuted at the Comedy Cellar. Standing in standing water is not a good plan. Is not a good plan. I don't know what electricity does in water, but I know it kills. I know it kills more than Godfrey does. It kills. So if you're standing in fucking water and there's all kinds of microphones and all kinds of fucking outlets around, you're not a good plan.
What about the show must go on?
Pay your check and don't forget to tip.
Christian said something very important. Go ahead, Chris.
What about that saying, the show must go on?
No, I don't buy it. I don't buy it. That's what I said in the Titanic. How'd that go?
They still played. They were playing the violins while everyone
No,
got
in
the
the
life
movie,
rafts.
in real life, they didn't fucking play. The point is that the show doesn't have to go on, especially a mediocre show that they have at the Comedy Cellar on a regular basis.
So if you were at the Village yesterday, you would have dressed like a woman. You would have dressed like a woman to get on a lifeboat.
What are you talking
Is
about?
that to me?
It was a Titanic reference. It didn't work. I take chances on a mediocre side project. This is my open mic. This is where I try stuff out for the big leagues.
I like it.
You can see Kevin Brennan tonight at the Cellar, 8 o'clock or 7 o'clock. He's at the, you're at the Flat Black Pussycat. So you're safe. You're not down. You're not underground.
No, my second show is underground. I already texted Liz. I go, you guys clean out the room? No, I asked her if it was still flooded. Just a fucking antagonizer.
Maybe I'll drive up for that.
I just antagonize her because I know she's probably annoyed.
I have so much respect for you that you have it like that. I'm like hoping for spots every week, and he's like, fuck this.
I'm trying to get canceled.
You're trying to get.
I could do better now getting canceled.
I know. I was actually thinking the other day, I should have hired somebody like when Kevin Can Wait got canceled. I should have had somebody like a year later hire them to shoot me, or something like that, so I can get in the media, like ex sitcom star gets shot. I'm like, I would have, I'd probably be getting spots everywhere.
Yeah. It'd have Kevin James' face on the article.
Yeah. Have Kevin James as a suspect.
What do you mean, shot but not killed?
Yes, like shot in the leg or something like that. Oh,
Yeah,
I
you
should have.
definitely should've
No
got-
leg.
By the
Oh,
way,
sure.
here's the flood if you always want to see it.
Oh, I should have got arrested for like buying drugs or something.
That's the waitress right there.
No.
Holy
I'll
shit.
show
What
you
is
the
this?
waitress. The waitress.
What is this I'm looking at? What is this?
The waitress is here at the end. I know that waitress.
Is this the Village Underground?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Holy shit.
the waters are up like way above their ankles. Like their shoes are soaked.
Did it hit the piano? I mean, this is the top of this? Or is that down below?
That guy
No,
took his
that's
shoes
the
off.
top. That's the top where that's near the comics section. That's probably a comic filming it.
There's the
Because
com. Yeah.
the comic is the only person allowed to have a phone. out.
I think the light sock. Well, you don't know what a light
There's
sock
the
is.
seller's sign.
Once they
I
hit
think
those
that guy's
lights-
walking around with no shoes on.
Yeah,
One
he
guy
took his
his
shoes off.
He's like, I ain't screwed up my Jordans.
So is the door guy's not letting these guys out?
No, I don't know. I don't know what the protocol is when everyone's about to die. I know normally it's I know normally they make them go out a side door because they have another show usually coming in, so they make them go out the side door. But maybe that door was flooded. I don't know. I don't know. And now I wish I was there. I wish I was there and just watching the floodwaters.
Would you
Why
sit in the
is
back?
flooding?
Would you sit at the comics table eating popcorn, watching?
No, I would just be like, I don't know what I would do. But in any case, normally they go out the side door. But if any of those doors, if they're open, they're gonna get flooded, you know. And plus, in New York City, such a old fucking creepy place. You don't know where the water's coming from. There's all kinds of pipes and subways
Rats.
and shit, rats. So there could have been like a little whatever, and the hole could have been coming from who knows where, like that fucking family that lived in a basement of, shout out Barry Ribs, by the way. I don't know how he's not dead, but there was a basement apartment in Queens, and the side of the wall just gave in because all the water was rushing down this next to the building, and the building just the building of the base of the building gave in, and that's the people were living down there, and they drowned like fucking rats. So I guess Barry Ribs, I don't know how he survived because he lives in a basement apartment in Elizabeth, New Jersey, and they got a lot of rain.
Imagine if Brad Williams was a New York comic, he would drown.
Holy shit.
Yeah, Brad Williams at the Village Underground, that like we wouldn't have been able to see him. That's how deep the water was. I just can't imagine. I mean, people said the water like went from like 0 to 60 quick. Like it was like
Right.
nothing, and then all of a sudden there's 3 feet of water in their apartment. So maybe that's what happened at the cellar. Caught him by surprise. Didn't catch me by surprise. I stayed home. My phone said don't travel unless you absolutely have to, and I absolutely did not have to. Thank you, Governor
Governor.
Murphy. Thank you, Governor Murphy.
I
I
always
took
wonder-
pictures on my phone in case they go, hey, where were you the other night? The governor said not to travel unless it's an absolute emergency, and doing a 15-minute spot, maybe 12, if you're running late, maybe 12-minute spot at the Village Underground is not essential. Rack me.
I was doing a comedy show for a 90-year-old lady. It was a birthday. I was me performing in front of her, and
When?
about that night. But I got, my show, and I got on around 8:15 at some country club, and I drove home back. I was about like 45 minutes away. Halfway home, I got a tornado warning on my phone. I was shitting. And I don't know where it hit on Long Island, the tornado. It hit Jersey, right?
Oh yeah, they hit some in New Jersey, but I remember there was a tornado warning for like it was the north side of the island.
Yeah, Comac, and I was driving through Comac, like the signs on the LA said Comac, this exit, and that's when I beep. I was like, holy shit.
I think don't they tell you to drive into a tornado when you're in a car?
Really?
That's
No,
Ken's jurisdiction.
When you're spinning out, you're supposed to drive towards where you're spinning. I think you're the same thing with a tornado. Drive right to the tornado.
I've never heard of
So
that.
to show it that you're not afraid, like a dog. Because if you show a tornado fear, it will come after you.
Well, at the end of October, I'm going to be in Oklahoma for 2 weeks, and that's where that's Tornado City. So
They call it Tornado Alley.
Tornado Alley, yeah.
I'll try it out if I see one.
I would love to buy my fantasy always buy a house in Tornado Alley. And they're like, we want 110,000. I'll be like, I'll give you $5. It's Tornado Alley, you dumb
Right.
piece of shit. Nobody wants to live here. I'm doing you a favor by giving you $10.
We're Flash Flood Alley now. I'll see what I did there.
Flash Flood Alley. Ken, you okay? What do you? Ken's not even looking at the. He's not. I guess he's frozen.
Well, he's just doing.
I'm doing some NFL homework here. I'm looking at the week 1 schedule, looking at the odds, enjoying the conversation.
We're not even doing that yet. Shout out to David Patton, who's
Is he dead? Who's that?
Should have went to
Chris
away.
Roach?
Hey.
That's Chris Roach doing my show 3 years ago.
Oh, wow. Look how fat I am.
Yeah, you were
Ken.
pregnant.
Look how fat I am, Ken. It's a good thing I did the show. I got to color my beard.
Some people
Wow.
thought it was Soul Joel,
Oh,
but he's fatter.
Joel and I have like flip-flopped in heaviness.
Yeah.
Wow. Where was that, Ken?
Linwood Country Club.
Linwood Country.
Ooh, someone's doing well.
Mhm.
Brennan,
Well,
Brennan was there the following year.
the people there are doing well.
Chris,
Chris, how'd you get down there? I know it's not easy to get down there.
Linwood?
You must have drove, right?
Yeah. Linwood's in New Jersey, right?
Yeah, it's very far.
Yeah.
Don't get
It's
stuck there.
yeah, Chris, it's in New Jersey.
Don't get stuck there in the middle of the night. It's far.
where Joey Ramone is buried in the Linwood Cemetery.
David Patton is dead. Speaking of dead, David Patton, he was in a motorcycle accident. And
Yeah.
now he's dead.
Who's David Patton?
Wide receiver for New England, 3-time Super Bowl champ.
Holy shit.
They said he crossed the median, so maybe he was trying to kill himself. Maybe you don't know with a motorcycle. Like the thing is with a car, if you lose control of your car, you have an airbag, you might survive. If you're on a motorcycle and you lose control of your motorcycle, or you're trying to commit suicide, they don't know the difference. They just don't know, because a motorcycle, I don't know if you guys know this, but usually in a motorcycle you're going to lose to a car.
He's retired.
Well, he's very retired.
Yeah,
now.
he's retired as fuck.
absolutely-
I mean, he was retired. I feel bad. I just looked at my fantasy team like, I don't have him on my team, do I?
No, he's totally.
Yeah, he's
dead.
long retired. He's
I would-
47.
I would have cut him if you
Should be
did.
And
Al.
and they said he was a devout Christian, which just goes to show Jesus does not give a shit about devout Christians.
Well, maybe
Why
he
would,
needed.
why would he
him-
let David Patton, if he's a devout Christian, just die on a motorcycle?
Maybe he
That
needed
doesn't
him.
seem right. That doesn't seem right
Maybe he needed him in heaven.
on his fantasy league.
You know, it was his time to come to heaven.
They have a
He
heaven.
needed a new wide
fantasy.
receiver.
Anyway, good for everybody.
Good for everybody.
All right. Well, what are the topics? Ken, have you been checking out everything on the?
Ken
must have
Muska
some
from
talk.
Linwood, New Jersey.
You must have some topics.
You should be Jeopardy host. I like that transition. So, what are the fucking topics?
So what the fucking
How about that Jeopardy host? That Jeopardy host is a real fucking clown. That's
I
what
like the
happened-
fact he made himself the fucking host after he did, and then they got rid of him completely. That was kind of.
No, that was a classic overreach. If he would have just kept his, if he would have just kept his mouth shut and be like, nah, you know what? Let somebody else do it. Let Kunta Kinte do it. But instead, he's like, hey, I want to be the host, and I want to be still executive producer and still executive producer of The Price is Right or whatever the Wheel of Fortune. So speaking of Wheel of not having fortune, this motherfucker is going to be. I wouldn't want to be his wife right now. That's all I know. Because if I know if that happened to me, I'd be yelling at my wife. I'd be like, "This was your idea for me to get into show business."
So
The
I'm
guy
sure.
he was executive producer of 2 shows, and that wasn't enough. He's like, I want to be the host.
Wow.
And then because he was such a greedy prick, he's going down.
He went down. He went down. Be careful what you say on a podcast, right, Shane Gillis? Go ahead,
Holy
Ken.
Shit.
First game of the NFL season, your Cowboys versus the Buccaneers. I know we're going to be doing this on Thursday. We're going to be doing our picks.
They're down your way, Raymond James.
Oh, they're playing here Thursday. I should go.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Chad. You know the whatchamacallit, you still a Buccaneers fan?
I'm a Browns fan through and through, but I got to root for the Bucks just on the side. It's
Okay, you
fun.
know Tampa Bay. I don't know if you call it Tampa or Tampa Bay.
Well, they
Tampa
call 'em-
Bay is the only fully vaccinated team in the NFL right now.
There you go. She should be happy.
So you have a problem with them?
I always say do what you want. Freedom.
No, I'm saying they're not doing what they want because they have a leader on their team, Tom Brady, who's like, get vaccinated or I'm not gonna fucking throw you the ball. Where fucking Carson Wentz is like, hey, I'm a Christian. I don't believe in science. Then don't use an iPhone. iPhone is all science. Jesus didn't make it.
I believe
Hey,
it.
I don't buy it. That hasn't been tested. I'm Louis J. Gomez. I buy weed every day from and the Tompkins Square Park. It's never been tested, but I don't like it because it hasn't been the vaccine hasn't been tested by the FDA. I don't trust the government. The FDA is part of the government. You dumb fucking Puerto Rican.
Like I think it's NFL's NFL players' right to choose like a woman's body.
Yeah, speaking of that, don't be getting laid in Texas. People in Texas gotta learn to, people in Texas gotta learn to pull out. You gotta pull out in Texas. Because you don't want to get no bitches pregnant. But if you have sex and you don't pull out and you don't wear a condom, I wouldn't leave for 6 weeks. I'd be hanging around. I'd be doing a test every day.
And all those piece of shit comics moved down there to get laid from LA and New York.
No, I'm saying you can find all these women are like, hey, I didn't even know I was pregnant the first 6 weeks. You will now. You will now. Better get tested. A month after you got laid, get a test because they'll know by then. They'll know in a week. Hey, I didn't know Afghanistan was the Taliban was coming. You shoulda.
So
what if you're fucked?
So what if Rogan was cheating on his wife and he got some girl pregnant? And,
oh, it'd be so sweet.
And COVID. Oh, that'd be.
Oh, I gave her COVID, and then he gets sued because she gets an ABT.
Great. Now we're never going to get him on this podcast.
That's what I call abortions, ABTs.
ABTs.
We're never going to get Rogan on the football podcast.
We'll get him. You gotta keep hope alive. You can't give up on your dreams. Bucket list, it's called, I think, right?
Yeah. So what time's that game on Thursday? Like we'll talk about it on Thursday when we do the spread.
I know they'll be vaccinated.
Gives a shit. Who's going to win that game?
All I know is that there's no team. The more vaccinated you are, the better chance you have to have a good season. And these coaches and Carson Wentz is a classic example of like how not to be an NFL quarterback. Tom Brady's the exact prototype. I'm in charge. Yeah, you listen to the coach, but I'm in charge. Carson Wentz is like, I'm a Christian. Why do you think he had a problem with the black guys on the Eagles? Because they're like, this guy's a fucking stupid religious motherfucker clown. He thinks Jesus is helping him complete passes.
People like Tebow.
Black people can see right through a white dude. If he's all like goody two shoes, they're like, this guy's a fucking loser. That's why black dudes love Tom Brady, because he's all about winning and fucking let's catch the ball, not this like. I think Jesus made us lose the game. Chris, thanks for coming on. I don't even let Chris talk.
Do you know that you guys they're not allowed to kneel unless they're vaccinated?
Don't start trouble, Chris. Troublemaker, Chris.
Yeah, because
how do you
feel
kneel
about it? And you're not vaccinated, yeah, you get suspended.
How do you feel about abortions after 6 weeks?
Wait, before you say that, honestly, that's where we're going as a society. You can't kneel unless you're vaccinated. That's how crazy everything is.
It'll get there.
Well, Chris is a Jets fan, so why are we even talking?
Yeah. Speaking about abortions, I'm a Jets fan. Is it dry over there now? Can they play there? Did they get flash flooded?
They're fine.
No, they're fine. Florham Park is fine.
Yeah. Plus, they don't. You're talking about the games, the real games.
Yeah.
No,
flash flood.
No, the Giant Stadium is fine. Lenny was there. Lenny was there with his squeegee. He was getting all the.
Lenny or Lenny's printer?
He was squeegeeing all the water off the field, off the fake grass. Speaking of fake grass, I bought some anyway. Listen, I think that's all I got.
So where's Cam Newton gonna end up?
He's suspended, right?
No,
by his coach.
The Patriots released him because of the backup quarterback, and Kevin, because it says that he wasn't vaccinated, but he already had COVID, so he has natural immunity. So that wasn't the reason. I think he just wanted him to go find a starting job somewhere, and he'd have that motherfucker looking over his shoulder. That's what I think. Rack me.
No, that's not it at all. Cam Newton's a clown. He was. Remember, he lost the Super Bowl. He had a weird press conference. He wouldn't answer any questions. So they had some kind of misunderstanding with when he was in protocol, COVID protocol for 3 days. when a black dude says he has a misunderstanding, that means he did something fucked up, and his white coaches and owner have to pretend like he's not a dumb motherfucker. So they say misunderstanding, because otherwise it becomes a racial situation. So they said we had a misunderstanding, but Cam Newton's a clown. He said he'll never play. He'll never start again. I'll take any amount of money. He'll never start. I mean, he might start like 1 or 2 games when the other quarterback is out, but he's never going to be a starting quarterback in the NFL ever again. Rack me. He sucked last year. I bet on him numerous times on the Patriots because of Bill Belichick, and he sucks, and he's a clown, and he won't. And I don't trust the government because I'm black. You trust them when you get your food stamps.
Hey, Ken, Newton, according to the New York Post, Newton is speculated to be in the running for the Cowboys' backup job after the team waived, what's it say? Ben DiNucci?
Yeah, they waived DiNucci, but brought him back on the practice squad, and they picked up the guy from the Panthers,
Garrett Gilbert,
who got cut.
So he could be a backup on the Cowboys, right?
Well, no, they got Cooper Rush.
Oh, okay, never mind.
They're not
You
going
know
to
what
bring him
they
in.
should
He's
do?
not vaccinated. They're not going to bring him in. They're not going to bring him in. Speculation is until he gets vaccinated, no team is going to bring him in.
You
Who?
serious?
Cam Newton?
It's a Colin Kaepernick. Situation. He's going to be blackballed till he gets vaccinated.
But
Who,
he already
Cam
had
Newton?
COVID.
Cam Newton?
What if you hit,
Yeah.
what if you hit your wife but you're vaccinated?
That's only a 2-week suspension.
You know what they should do
Chris.
when a team waives a player? They should just go like this.
Literally wave.
No, when he comes in to talk to the coach, they're like, and he goes, "I'm waived." They go,
Oh, yeah.
"Yeah."
All right. Good night, guys. So is Deshaun Watson vaccinated because they're not talking about all the allegations and criminal charges against him?
Chad, you're losing. You're losing.
Amazing how that's gone away.
I know you think it'd be a macho by not getting vaccinated, but I think you're afraid to get it vaccinated. I think you're afraid of getting a shot. I think you're afraid.
I have the antibodies. It's better. It's
Where
natural
in a bottle?
in my body. It's better than the vaccination.
Okay, it's not. It's not.
It is.
Though. It's
It is
not.
according to studies.
Okay, but nobody cares if you got antibodies. You need to get vaccinated, and anybody who's not getting vaccinated is being perceived as
There's
a clown in
30
the NFL, which is good.
You still can get COVID. There's a 31%.
Okay, but are you afraid to get vaccinated?
I have the antibodies.
No,
Oh, so
but
you're
why
not-
are you
you're not
afraid? But
vaccinated,
you're
Chad?
afraid to get vaccinated.
What's that, Chris?
You're not vaccinated? They told me you were all vaccinated before this podcast.
Oh
started.
shit! You know we got to cut them loose. You're
Chad, are
right.
you afraid? Are you
Oh, bitch.
afraid?
By the way, if you come onto the show, you have to be vaccinated.
Yes.
It's mandatory. I need the. You see, Patton Oswalt cancels his shows in Florida because the venues aren't. You have to have vaccination to get in, and they're not complying, so he canceled them. I think he just wasn't selling tickets. Short man.
He was trying to give those dates to Earl. Did you see that? Earl was campaigning for those dates.
He wasn't selling tickets. That's why he canceled. Then he tried to oh, look at me. I'm a big man in Hollywood. Look at me, Hollywood.
He'll never say he's a big man in Hollywood because he's only 4 foot tall.
But in Hollywood, he gets all the roles.
Then how come he's not selling tickets if he gets all the roles?
I'm
He
just
hasn't got a role since King of Queens.
he's always in something. Look at his IMDb. Everything's
Yeah, he
pending.
does voice. He does voiceovers
Yeah, he does
and
a lot of
shit.
voiceover. Yeah.
That's a lot of money.
Because but it's not. You don't sell tickets off of fucking voiceover.
Tell that to Eddie Murphy and Shrek.
Okay, thanks. Chad always brings up the one thing,
I bring up.
the exception to every rule, and it's like, hey, what about?
Did everyone freeze? What happened? What happened? What happened? Yo,
Wait, oh,
you guys back?
yeah.
No,
we
you're-
are.
Tampa Bay laying 7.5, Chad.
Chad, you were frozen. We were here the whole time. It was like the Wizard of Oz. You were gone. We were here the whole time waiting for you to.
But the thing is that I'm recording on my end, so you guys were frozen. So I don't know what the hell was said.
Oh,
Oh, I said a lot of shit. Larry Bird. I went into a Larry Bird rant.
It was a good one.
Really? What did Chris say?
I didn't say anything. I just sat here
How
looking
could we be
stupid.
frozen if we weren't frozen?
It said unstable internet connection for 2 seconds because we
But I
have a
think-
storm.
Oh,
I think we were still active though.
Well, let's
could
hope
be-
so. We want to
I
give these
could be
people their money's
wrong.
worth. So, Ken, should we talk about the announcement, how we're going to do this upcoming season?
I think we should, and we should probably talk about the increase, the potential increase to those that want to, put down more money. Chad, right?
Well, you explain because Kevin came up with the thing. Since the show's basically you take the over and under on the point spread, and then you advance, right? Best guy who has the best record moves on, blah blah blah. And at the end of the season, we broke
What do
it
you mean
down.
moves? What do you mean moves on?
I mean, it's just throughout the season, like say week 1, Kevin gets the best, picks. I get the best, it's just,
It's cumulative. It's cumulative.
Yeah,
like we did last year.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's not week by week.
but we're picking games week by week.
Yeah, but we're not. You don't win week 1 and week 2. You just do it cumulative.
Right. But who has the best record leading up to that? But whatever. Anyways, so we thought,
You're just gonna confuse people and scare them off. We're doing. You pick teams, and whoever wins the most has the most W's wins.
the whole
what are,
thing.
you, what are you guys talking about?
No, not the whole thing. We already told 50, 30, 20. First place gets 50. Second place gets 30. Third place gets 20. It's not complicated.
So
50,
first,
30, 20 adds up to 100. So
and,
that's how we're
here's the
gonna do it.
buy-in, guys. Listen, I know money.
And there's no VIG. There's no VIG.
The buy-in is $250, and we will be sending that money to Ken because I have pending charges and I want it to go in the right hands. And
Yeah, but Ken don't have PayPal, right, Ken?
For you guys.
what's that?
Ken's
Ken-
frozen now.
Now Ken's frozen.
Ken's frozen. The idea of giving him the money frozen.
Let's give it to Chris.
Let's give it to Let's give it to Bernie Madoff. He looks as trustworthy as Bernie Madoff right now, frozen with that fucking look in his eye.
Oh, there, Ken, you're back.
I
Right.
was frozen. I was frozen. Comcast is having a bad 3 days here.
So
They got cell
Spectrum.
towers down. It's terrible. So I
Yeah,
heard
so
you
is the
say
Comedy Cellar.
So 250 buy-in, and you have to use your real name. 350 buy-in if you want to keep your fake name.
Why do it that way?
What the hell's going on?
I think it's a
here?
good business move.
This is Ken's idea, not mine.
Oh, it just complicates things. No. Well, Ken, you don't have PayPal, right? You just have Venmo.
I have Venmo. I stopped my PayPal, got hacked too many times.
Oh,
Well,
all right. Well, I can handle it. Let me handle it. I know everybody anyway. So email me either through Kevin Brennan comedian at Gmail
Gmail.
or what I say.
Gmail.
Okay, Kevin Brennan comedian at Gmail.
Geek mail for him.
Kevin Brennan comedian at Gmail, or just go to my website. It couldn't be easier. So this way there's no problem with I didn't get your email. Go to my website, and that goes to my Gmail as well. Tell me, you can use fake name. You can say you're fucking Porky Pig. I don't give a fuck. So just send me the money. Send me the 250. We did 250 because somebody sent Chad 350.
Sark did. And Sark, if you want that 100 back, and by the way, you could send $500 if you want.
Yeah, but
'Cause-
250 gets you in.
250 gets
So
you
we
in.
figured 250 is not that. 100 seems like a little low. 250 is like 500 is too much. It's like, Goldilocks, too hot, too cold, just right. 100's too low. We want to be able to win some money. So 250.
And to make it fun too and competitive, like you really want to win this bitch.
Yeah, plus 250 for the whole season is not that much. That's like what, $30 a week or something. So it's
and
not.
you just pick the winning teams. That's it.
Yeah, with the point spread. Yeah.
Okay.
And yeah, so whoever
Yeah, we're
wants to join.
We're talking to Chris like he don't have 250. We just assume he's not. We assume he's not going to do it. Anyway.
Uh,
And we're talking
No.
$250, not $252.
No,
I'm like, what can I sell around here?
no, I know it's like we're talking 250, Chad. There's 17 weeks. That's like less than $20 a week. It's not a lot of money.
And you
So,
can win it. You can win.
No, that's what I'm saying. So 250 divided by 17 is like, come on, that's like 10 between 10 and $20 a week. I don't know exactly what it is, but it's like $15 a week. So if you don't $15 a week, don't listen to the podcast, get a side job, get your shit together.
Do they have to have all the money up front, or can they make installments?
They have to have all the money up front.
And you have to by Wednesday, right?
This is not, yeah, this is not Sears Roebuck.
So
Yeah.
you have to contact Kevin by the 8th, this Wednesday, with your
not by Wednesday, but before the first game on Thursday.
for the first game on Thursday.
And then you can also, if you want to just send in, send your picks in to me, and then I'll just handle it that way, because it's easier for me, because you can't not get my email. With Ken, you could get, things could go wrong because whatever. I mean, plus I don't know if you want Ken knowing. I mean, I don't know if Ken needs to. If everyone, then we got to give Ken's email on the show. I don't know if we need to know, because Ken has like a real job. So I don't have a real job. Just go to my Gmail.
And a real name.
And a real name. Go to my Gmail. Sign up.
Email.
I have Venmo. I have PayPal. I have Patreon. There's all kinds of ways to. I think I have Cash App. So there's all kinds of way to pay this. You know what?
You also have U.S. mail.
U.S. mail. I'll give out my mailing address.
So Ken,
Anyway, so go to send it to me, and then it's pretty easy. And then every week before the first Thursday game, you pick your teams with the points, not straight up. Every game is with the points. And then
Which spread, Kevin? Which spread do you want used? Which
Yes.
day?
ESPN.
ESPN.
ESPN.com. We'll announce it on the show. We'll do this when we do the show. We'll announce the spread that we're using that week. So even if they have a different spread, if you say you want the Bengals +5 and the spread is +6, it's +6. Whatever we say it is, that's what it is. So if you take the Bengals +5, it goes to that's not what it is. It's whatever it ends up being before when we do our show. It's because it changes.
So you're gonna go through and tally all this shit.
Yeah, it's not. I just thought Ken doesn't need to do it, because then you got to give out Ken's email, and that's probably not good.
I can give you my Comcast email. I don't care about that.
No, it's
The other
just
one I
I'll
can't
just
give.
do it. I'll just do it. Plus, a lot of people aren't going to sign up, and then I get all the money, and then I could fucking leave town. But no, but I got a family. I can't just leave town like Chad. So and it's easier for me. It's not complicated. I don't have to add them up that day. Like I'm sitting there as the game go on, I got to add them. It's not hard.
Do you want them to hear our picks, or do you want the picks in before the show?
No, they just have to do the picks in before the first game. Actually, they don't even have to. You could not pick the first game. If you get in late, you could get it in by Sunday, and you would just lose one game.
Yeah, I've done that with fantasy where I was late for a game and I still won that week.
So if you're late, you don't have to get in by Thursday. You don't get to pick that game obviously after the fact, because I'm guessing a lot of you guys would be right. So but as long as you get in by Sunday, and you could fucking miss a week, we don't give a shit. Better for me. So yeah, just get it in by Sunday 1 o'clock Eastern, and you're good to go.
And sometimes people just lose it. Bless you. You got COVID. Go get tested.
There's a little nip. There's a little nip in the air, and that is not anti-Semitic. Me saying that there is a little nip in the air.
Pong dong.
Yeah.
Dung.
Ever since we did that podcast with Pong Dung, you're sneezing.
I am sneezy. He said he's from the Wuhan clan. You must have
Tell you what,
250,
some of these
Chris.
spreads.
What?
You must have 250. That's Kevin James, your old pal Kevin James.
Oh, sure.
Chris, whose phone numbers do you have? That what's impressive cell phone numbers that you have? You have Kevin James phone number?
He might be the most impressive phone number I have.
All right, I
I don't
think
know
I
who
can
else.
top that.
Speaking of football and phone numbers, I have Jay Moore. He's a big football guy.
I have his phone number.
Yeah,
Was.
I'll ask him for he's big into fantasy football, so I always go to him for my fantasy football.
How you friends with Jay Moore? Would he steal your act?
I just open. I don't know. I just opened for him for a few times. And,
Where?
at Governor's back in the day when I was first starting out.
He
and
wanted me
you're
to
still-
open for him once.
And you're still friends with him?
Yeah, I mean, just text him now and then. He's a
Oh,
odd guy.
I have his number too. Let me see what I have.
Let me go through other phone numbers I have.
No,
Tell
I won't read out the whole thing. I'll just see the last two.
But if I don't know, I don't think you don't play fantasy, Kevin, do you?
I have 323-804. What do you got?
No, you know why? Because fantasy's too.
He's great, and he's very. I have
I
Sean
got
Avery's
I
phone
got
number.
zero. I got 00. So I guess I have the wrong number.
You know Sean Avery? I got his phone number.
Do you?
Former
Yeah.
Ranger, right?
Yeah, I'm friends with him.
How about
and-
Mark Messier?
No, Mark Messier knows who I am by hey, and that's good enough for me. Like
Wow.
when he sees me, he goes hey, and I'm okay with that. But I got Ron Duguay. I'm friends with Duguay.
They say Wayne Gretzky was the king, but maybe it was Mark Messier. Ultimately, that was the
Messier's-
king
Absolutely.
I have Joe Hayden's
Absolutely.
phone number.
because
All
what he
right.
did with Edmonton, and then he did what he did with the Rangers. He might be the king of all kings.
He was it's funny. I met him at I see him at the Range games
Because Gretzky never won without him, right?
No.
And
I
but
don't-
he
that's a
won
good
without.
question.
He won without Gretzky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have Kevin Brennan's right next to your Kevin. Your phone number is right in between Vinny Brand and Eddie Brill.
Two people
Wow,
that
that's-
won't get back to you.
That's quite a lineup. I actually texted. That's funny because I actually texted Vinny Brand.
That was a home run.
I texted Vinny Brand today because I showed him the picture of I showed him the tweet of the Comedy Cellar getting flooded. Then I asked him if he got flooded. So I guess he thinks I'm looking for work, so he didn't text me back. I texted Brewer. Brewer texted me back. I guess I'm friends with Brewer now.
Do I have Brewers? I don't think I think I have Brewers assistant.
Chad, he moved to Florida. You know that?
I heard he was moving to Naples.
What
I don't know
Brewer?
I don't know where he moved to, but he said he moved to Florida. Well, Florida's a big state, so
Is he living? Is he going back and forth, or is he here for good?
no, I think he's there because I had it confirmed by somebody who opens for him. He said,
Wow.
"Yeah, he moved to Florida."
I'm gonna text my reliable source, and I'll let you know.
Florida's a great. Don't say what city he lives in if the guy texts you back where he moved.
Naples. Well, there's a comedy club. That comedy club's pretty good. That restaurant. At least the food's
Off
good
the
anyway.
hook. Shout out
Yeah.
Captain Brian.
Captain Brian, good dude. They used to race. Didn't they just stop the Greyhound horses, Greyhound dog races over there?
I don't know about that. You would know better.
Yeah, I think the West Coast is better because you get less. The East Coast gets more hurricanes, right?
Chad, you're in Tampa.
Yes, sir.
Have you done side splitters? I'm sure you have.
Oh, that's my home club. I'm texting with
Yeah.
the owner right now as we speak.
Well, please tell him I said hello. I haven't been there since the last owner, the guy with the wigs.
Oh, Bobby
Oh, yeah,
Jewell.
Bobby Jewell he picked me up from the airport, and he took me to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers practice field to show me the largest flag in North America. You ever see that Tampa?
Yeah.
That thing is it moves like an ocean. It's so tremendous.
Wait, why did he take you there?
Just to show me it's the Tampa Bay Buccaneer flag that's at their practice field is the
But
largest.
they weren't
flag.
practicing. He took you to see a flag.
Just he took me to see a flag. He was showing me
Wow.
around, showed me where the Yankees played. Took me behind some school.
Took you behind a school.
Oh,
Was he Charlie Sheen?
School.
Was Charlie
Man.
Sheen? You're Corey Haim.
Bobby
love
Jewell
Florida.
took me to a school.
The guy, what's his name? Big guy who owns now. They used to work there, the manager.
BT.
BT. I think I got BT's number. I got BT's number. I'll call him.
Don't call him now. It looks.
Yeah. Call.
BT. Hello.
No, BT. BT's a good
I
guy.
hate contacting somebody when they become the new booker. I'm like, hi, I'm Chris Roach. I was on a TV show for 2 years. I've been doing comedy for 18 years.
Yeah,
You may have
plus,
heard
the
of me.
problem with that club is everybody wants to work there. So Chad did the right thing. Chad just moved in. Chad became a house MC or whatever. I don't know what the fuck he is, but so he,
Good dude.
so
Plus,
Chad,
he-
everything goes through Chad now. If you want to get booked, actually talk to Chad.
They opened a second side splitters too at Wesley Chapel, which is about 30 minutes from the old club. It's about 30 minutes from me too.
Which
the
way?
question-
North or
Now-
north or south?
Which way is it this way?
But is it worth it? Like
Fucking-
for somebody in New York, is it worth it to come down there? Like, can they pay? Like, are they putting asses in the seat with COVID? I know it's like,
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't exist down here.
No, you should
Okay.
move, Chris. You should live down there in the winter. You don't. If I didn't
I
have
gotta-
kids, I would live down there in the winter.
I got to reach
Yeah,
out to my
well-
Florida peeps. I haven't been on a plane in 2 years.
By the way, I got confirmation Brewer does live down here full time now.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, don't say what city he lives. Just say he lives on the West Coast or East Coast.
Let's just say it rhymes with Smacksonville. I'm just kidding.
Do you know?
Wait, what would it be? What would it be then?
Jacksonville, what's that club over there?
Comedy Zone.
Yeah, but if you live on the East Coast, don't you have a better chance of getting a hurricane because they come from there. They come from Africa because they're racist. So they come from Africa, like the African bee. They come from Africa. They get in the water there, and so your chances of it's like being a bowling pin. Your chance of getting hit is more on the East Coast. So if you're gonna move to the West Coast. And Tampa's a better city than fucking Miami because Miami, Miami's all cocaine and hookers and shit. So that's
Yeah.
not bad either.
Yes.
No, that's terrible. I'm
Yeah.
never going back there.
Crockett and Tubbs.
I still miss that show. They should do a fucking prequel or something with that.
They
Shouldn't
made a movie with Jamie Foxx and Colin Quinn.
That didn't take off, did it? Colin Cowherd.
Yeah, Jamie Foxx and Colin
Colin
Cowherd. No, it did all right. It was a Michael Mann thing. It's fine. So we got it all. We'll re-announce it on Misery Loves Company, the
Yeah.
football pool.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
'cause
what I
if
thought
you
this-
break it down by week, it's not a lot. It sounds like a lot, but that's why when you buy a car, they don't make you pay everything up front because they give you monthly payments, and you're like, oh, you know what, that's not so bad. And then, but after a while, you're like, holy shit,
I thought this was Misery Loves Company.
Misery Loves Football.
Misery
football.
Loves football.
I didn't lie to you. I said, can you do our football podcast?
You did. I know a little bit. Good thing you guys aren't talking that much about football. I know an okay amount about football.
The good news is it goes out for free on Monday, so it gets a lot of
Yes.
exposure.
But
You know
Jacksonville-
plenty.
Yeah,
Jacksonville.
Jacksonville. When I was performing in Jacksonville,
I've never been there. I've never been to Jacksonville.
I didn't see where the Jaguars, but I did stop off at the Jug. You guys know what that place is?
Strip
Jag-
club.
The Jug from cutting a rug at the place called the Jug from Leonard Skinner.
Oh,
yeah,
I remember
yeah.
that song.
Oh yeah.
They wrote a song, so I went to the Jug
The
and I went
woman
in.
named Lindy Lou or something like that.
Yeah, I went to have a beer. They had like a Confederate flag on the wall, and I remember the bartender told me, she goes, "I just went there like as a tourist just to check it out. If I went like in the afternoon," and the woman said to me, she goes, "You don't want to come back here at night." That's what the bartender said to me. You don't want to come back here at night. Like, don't even think about coming drinking here to the show. You'll get killed.
Right, because it's too crowded or
big redneck area. Big.
Yeah, but you'd
and,
fit in there. You're not like a. you're
Yeah,
a
I guess
big
I could
dude.
fit in. I think I would fit in. I would fit in. I'd knock a few teeth out before I walked in. But I never felt humidity like I felt in Jacksonville. Because when you perform at that club, it's one of those like outdoor hotels where you got to walk through like the courtyard, which is like it's a tremendous courtyard. I thought about it was so hot and humid. I thought about Ubering to the front of because by the time I got to the club, my tits was sweating through my shirt. Humidity guy.
Hold up his picture again so we can see his tits.
Humidity.
Ken, do you have his there?
Look at that. That I'm probably about 290 there. And right now I'm at 228.
Wow.
Yeah, I lost weight, but I think I lost too quick because now I position the microphone to hide the loose skin. I gotta get that surgery.
You'll get it.
Nobody
Yeah.
cares. Nobody cares if you got loose skin. Why are you gonna leave your wife?
It's a young man's game.
Oh, you're saying about show business people.
Show business as an actor. I'm like, nobody's gonna book me with a chicken neck.
That would be funny if they're in a meeting and they're like, "Did you see his neck
I'm
though?"
gonna go audition. Hey, I'm Chris Roach. I'm here.
No, just do it with like a lady newscaster too. They all wear those turtlenecks when
Yeah.
they get over 50.
Yeah, when Melissa McCarthy lost all that weight, she was in that movie when she was the the Brownies troop leader, and she was wearing like all turtlenecks because she probably didn't get hurt.
Yeah, what happened to her? What happened to her? She's
didn't
like
get her
in
neck.
some. She's
She didn't
like
get her
in
neck.
some Hulu show now. I thought she was like a movie star.
I was cutting a rug at a place. Look at me at a place. called
What
The
song
Joe.
is that? What song is that?
It's Leonard Skinner.
Give me
I
3
know,
steps.
but what song? Oh, give me 3 steps. All
Well,
right.
then I stopped off when I was in Jacksonville. I stopped off at Robert E. Lee High School, where the band Leonard Skinner, they all met at that high school. And I took a picture in front of the school, which could get me in trouble one day. This is before the whole huge cancel movement.
Are you a big Leonard Skinner fan to go on tour?
Yeah, I'm a Leonard Skinner fan. I'm a rock fan. I like Southern rock. I like heavy metal. I like, bands like Korn.
Their
Rob Zombie.
gym teacher was named. That's where they got the
Leonard
name
Skinner.
Leonard Skinner. He's the
And
gym
he would,
teacher.
he actually went on stage a couple of times to
Yeah,
announce
because
them, but
they used to always like fuck with him, and then
yeah.
then-
But I wonder if that school's still called Robert E. Lee.
Hmm.
we got to
I don't
look
know.
into that.
I think protesters tore it down.
It's
You might
probably.
be right.
I can't imagine it's still Robert Lee E. Lee.
I
Robert E.
wonder.
Lee.
It's a tough town, Jacksonville.
I heard he was a hell of a general, though. Robert E. Lee.
He was pretty
Mm.
I mean, you got to be pretty good if they're still talking about you.
Yeah, I mean Hitler was great.
No, Hitler was. Listen, Hitler.
Still there.
I mean, they're still talking about Hitler.
Hitler.
When I read that obituary about David Patton or whatever they were saying in the fucking thing, they said he was a great football player, but he was an even better man. You motherfuckers better say that about me when I'm dead. He was a great
Yeah.
podcaster, but he was an even better man.
Better man. He would never work at any clubs before if there was a
I got
flash
my
flood.
script when you're dead.
He
No
took fla-
flash flood. That's
he-
what, and put that on my gravestone. No flash floods.
He took flash flooding very serious.
I don't know why you would go. Why would you go to a show if there's a fucking flash flood headed your way? You can go the next night.
Ulysses S. Grant. I went to that high school.
I thought we were talking about Robert E. Lee.
I went to the Ulysses S. Grant.
Yeah, he was a Northern general.
Yeah.
It's still there.
What, Robert E. Lee?
Duval School District. Still
Robert E.
there.
Lee? Wow.
So Florentine went and saw Leonard Skinner in concert like a couple of weeks ago, and there's only like one surviving band member, I think, right?
Why'd he
Yeah.
go? Because he was in the town that they were at?
He just want to go see some rock shows.
That's a good documentary. It's just, wow.
Yeah,
Doesn't
it's
his-
crazy.
His
It's-
brother's the singer now.
Yeah,
When-
but
when you-
it's but it's like they were so fucked up because all they had to do was not go. But it's like it's like they're so you can't tell them not to go because it's like they're a rock band. It's like when you're in a rock band, you can't be afraid of anything. Like
Right.
Chad's afraid of getting vaccinated. So instead of just going like, let's just wait till tomorrow, they're like, well, no, let's go now. And even I think the pilots got intimidated and they were like, all right,
Right.
let's go. And then it's just like the mob mentality takes over. And then most of them are dead. And then the guys who didn't die, they were all drinking and shit because they were like,
Yeah.
like one of the guitar players, that big, tall, skinny guy. If you watch there's a YouTube thing where they play Freebird and they're at Oakland Coliseum. It's unfucking believable. It just, anyway, the other guitar players are, but there's one guy who's like super skinny and he was like, he died in a car accident later, I think, or he was in a car accident. So even after this, I think the guys who survived it, that had that fucking survivor's guilt. And then they were all drinking. And then one of the guys just joined the band, right? The guy whose sister was in the band, or his sister was in the band. She was one of the backup singers. She recommended him and he just joined the
Yeah.
band. Then he basically died right after just joining the band.
Right. I want to watch that again. Just the way
It's,
the one
it's,
guy,
yeah, it's unbelievable. It's really unbelievable. And the band was so good. When you listen to like the best of Leonard Skinner, they're just fucking great.
the one guy describing the plane going down, he said he looked at the lead singer, Ronnie Van Zant, who was supposed to be a real badass.
Yeah.
And he said Ronnie Van Zant looked at him and smiled as it was going down. Ronnie Van Zant was standing in the center of the aisle with like a hands on the seat, on one hand on the seat, each side, standing up in the middle of the aisle. and he looked over at the guy and he smiled at him. Like, holy shit! People still go to that crash with like metal detectors. There are still pieces of the crash embedded in the earth that people still pick up.
It's unbelievable.
So who survived the wreck?
I don't know. It's you gotta. The lead singer didn't, and then I think his brother. Then his brother started singing, and then that kind of kept the band going for a while. But then other guys would have problems, and like now it's Florentine and one guy.
Yeah,
So,
and Richie Valens and the Big Bopper.
Yeah, so no, I'm just saying it's like sad. Like they still play the songs, but it's like it's like Jim and Sam. Everybody's left,
Yeah, we want Opie and Anthony, not Jim and Sam.
No, I'm just kidding. I gotta slam Jim and Sam every show. No, but I mean, it's like they were at one point when they first went back, you kind of bought it. You're like, they had enough people, they had some of the main guys still there. So then you're like, yeah, it's still, and then they got the brother, Ronnie Van Zant's brother, or was Ronnie Van Zant the brother? I forget. Anyway,
Yeah.
Either his brother, the lead singer's brother, whatever his name is,
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
and they said, they
Yes.
said he could sing just as good, and everybody thought everybody just, the band lives on through his brother, but then other guys die, and then after a while, and then they don't have any new songs, but when they were good, they were like the fucking best. It's just
It's
watch
hard
watch Freebird on YouTube at Oakland Coliseum. It's 1977. It's unbelievable.
it's hard to get a new singer and be good. Van Halen with what's his name?
Sammy Hagar.
That was a great band, but it usually when a band gets a new singer, you're like,
Yeah, but Journey did it too. I guess people like this guy, but then that's a good documentary too. When they got this fucking guy he was doing karaoke in the Philippines.
oh
And he
yeah.
was like living like 10 people in a hut, and he was killing it. And then Journey saw it on YouTube, and then they brought the guy over. They couldn't believe it. And then that's a good documentary too. I sound like a real Mo, if you know what I'm saying. But I think what happened was with the pandemic, I just started watching documentaries. But that's really good too. They actually told him after the first show, the new singer from Journey, they said, you got to calm down, because he was too pumped up. He goes,
Wow.
we don't do it that way. So they had to bring him down a little bit. Go like, you can't be jumping during every song.
Right. They're old.
Imagine if a booker said, you gotta, come on, you got too much energy.
I did Rock on the Range a couple years ago, and Stone Temple Pilots got a guy. He looks just like Scott Weiland, dances just like, and sounds like him. It's like they just got a guy who looked like him. It was just like, it was weird.
That was.
I'm the same way when I see Don Jameson. I'm like, it's like Florentine's right here. I hope Florentine's listening to this. He'll get a kick out of that. Anyway, no, but if Scott Weiland's not there, it's just like if it's the guy's brother, then you're like, okay, I'm in.
Right.
But with Journey, it was just like the guy from Journey just quit. So they were like, but that this other guy sings so much like whatever the guy Journey's what's the guy's name again? Journey's lead singer,
Steve Perry.
Steve Perry.
So he sounds so much like Steve Perry that people he looks nothing like him, but people are like, it's like Steve Perry's here. And if you close your eyes, I guess he is there.
I got a pretty funny story. I was at the Hollywood Improv. I didn't even have a spot. I was just hanging, and Steve Perry was in the audience, and I was hanging out by the sound booth, and one of the comics comes up. I think it was Eddie Ift. He goes, dude, Steve Perry from Journey's here. He goes, really? So the sound guy starts playing Journey songs for every comic going up. And at one point, you saw Steve Perry like, what are you doing, dude?
I know. I can't get a day off. I can't just I can't just be here without getting harassed.
Imagine somebody
He thinks it's He thinks it's harassment. It's like, can I just fucking be here and watch a comedy show?
Right.
Don't stop believing he's gonna jump up on stage and start singing to one of his. That's what he should have done. People would have went fucking crazy.
Did you ever have somebody recite one of your bits back to you? You're like, shut up. Shut up.
Yeah, but it may be like if you go to a comedy club and everybody starts doing your bits.
That's what Chris said earlier.
Who?
Yeah.
Yum.
They're doing your bits in between comics.
Yeah.
Fucking yum.
Don't
Yum,
stop. Yum.
Speaking of There was a Robin Williams thing on the, I'm not Robin Williams, Richard Pryor on ABC. And it's always so corny when they try to make like, they just had like, they didn't have anybody like really talking. Anybody that was like, they had Howie Mandel. Yeah, I'm sure Howie Mandel and Richard Pryor were tight. So, and Howie Mandel's like, yeah, Richard Pryor had a big influence on me. Really? He taught you to like stutter and fucking put a balloon on your head?
and not give handshakes.
Yeah, not and bring your own plastic silverware to every meal. Anyway,
I saw him at MSG one time, and
Howie Mandel.
yeah, he had, there was like 4 seats open on to his right. He had somebody sitting to his left, and the whole like seats around him were like deliberately empty. Like probably obviously at
well,
his
he was
request.
right. He was with the pandemic. He
He
was right
was.
all along.
He's sitting at home going, "I told you so."
He was right on. Never shake hands. Bring your own silverware. Never touch someone else's fucking filthy hand, especially if they're from Wuhan.
You should have, when we had Pang Dang on, you should have did your yum yum joke.
I
for him.
should have fake shook my hand. Yeah, fake shook his hand. Yeah, I mean, we gotta have him back on with proper Wi-Fi.
Yeah. I'm on jimbrewer.com. He does a thing called 30 minutes with Jim Brewer, which you can book through Zoom, and he'll talk to you for 30 minutes.
He will
Really?
just one-on-one.
One-on-one.
How much is it? I'm gonna book it.
Yes. Yeah, book it so we can have him on the show.
Yeah.
I did.
I'll
$350.
sponsor it.
$350 for 30 minutes.
I'm on
I might be
Cameo.
worth
I
it.
got one.
Really?
I was so torn
Chad,
against
send that
doing
to me.
Cameo.
It's called Breakfast with Brew.
Oh, it's got to be in the morning.
I don't know. He said every session, it includes a Breakfast with Brew t-shirt. You get a free t-shirt and a
All
coffee
right.
mug. So,
All right. It's
and
worth
plus
it.
he'll post a photo on his Instagram and Facebook. I'll send this to you, Ken.
I think Brewer likes to, because he said he used to, when he lived in New Jersey, he used to go to a coffee shop. He used to
I'll
go
get
to
him for my ESPN show.
he used to go to a coffee shop every morning with like a group of guys. So maybe he misses that. He's trying to, wants to wake up and get all have a nice chat and get paid. I might do that.
He's a good dude. He's like one of those guys that is still, he's just in himself. I don't think he's changed with his fame. Your thoughts?
How about
I'm surprised
breakfast?
he
How about
moved.
breakfast with Brennan?
Yeah.
Dude, have Kevin
Been-
set it up. Or
Yeah,
Adam.
been there, done that.
I've had
What?
breakfast with Kevin.
How about breakfast at Roach?
I've had
No.
continental breakfast with Kevin at the Holiday Inn.
Can't use my last name.
We did.
I think so.
I
did,
love
at least.
those, man. Sometimes I'd wake up early just to eat and then go back to bed.
No chicken parm this time, Chad. It's for
And I
him.
was fat.
Oh, that's fucking yeah. That's free breakfast. Even at Side Splitters, they put you in this hotel and you can get hot tea all day.
No,
I would go just for that hot tea all day at a hotel.
didn't
'Cause
Side
usually most hotels if they have hot tea, they have like the hot water sits in a container all day. By the end of the day, it's shit. But they have like
Fucking
a
brewer.
they have a spigot where it's just like at 7-Eleven where you get fucking hot thing right out of a thing, and it's free. Can you believe that, Chris?
I thought Side Splitters was the comedy condo.
That's gone.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I think they got another one. It's a better one.
I remember that comedy condo. They were like, whatever you do, don't fall asleep on the couch. Some guy woke up with some like unknown rash on his body.
Yeah.
Whatever you do, that's always good advice when you
How
go
about
to a comedy condo.
How about Cracker Barrel with Kev?
I love Cracker Barrel.
No, breakfast with Brennan. I'm gonna steal it from
Oh,
Brewer, and then he'll
Cracker
sue
Barrel.
me, and that'll be good for my show. What's Brewer calling it?
Breakfast with Brew. Or Brew with
Oh.
Breakfast? Or what was it, Ken? I sent the email to you guys.
Brew breakfast?
Yeah, the breakfast with Brew, BREU.
Oh,
30-minute one-on-one with Jim Brewer, powered by Zoom.
and I'll do 35 minutes. I'll do 35 to outbid him.
I'm booking it right now, Chad.
Are you really?
Yeah,
Yeah, but
I'm
he
on it.
might. Yeah, but he won't do your shit. He won't let you air
Record
it
it.
though. He might not let
Jeez.
you use it for your own devices.
we're both Mets fans. He won't say no to
All
that.
right, all right.
That's true.
Yeah, well, there's only a couple of Met fans at this point, so. yeah, you
Somebody's
guys gotta-
doing well.
You guys gotta
I
stick
would do it,
together.
but I would do it, but I'm saving up for this football league.
You
Yeah.
better join, Chris. Are we still alive? Are we still doing the show?
Yeah, we're still doing the show.
All right,
I did.
so,
And here's another thing. If you join in, you could be on the show too if you want to do like a week, right?
oh, yeah, yeah, if you join, yeah, if you're on the pool, yeah, you can definitely get a week just because, we don't care. And it'll
Yeah,
be
and
fun.
Jim Stancil can even do it. I'll
Yeah,
wave the
Jim
band.
Stancil and Lenny's Printer and Eye in the Sky, whoever wants to join, you guys can do a week. Unless you don't want to, unless you don't want to lose your job, because I say something like Lenny used to say, the opinions of Kevin Brennan did not represent the opinions of Lenny Marquez, Liz, whatever fuck
And
her name
Mana.
is, and Mana and the Comedy Cellar.
I'll punch you in the face
Yeah.
or
Or else,
something.
yeah, so whatever.
Kick off with Ken.
Kick off with Ken.
There you go.
My new segment, Chris Roach. Thank you very much.
Kick off with
$350.
Ken. Yeah, send him $350 right now.
I don't think Brewer's a football guy. He's more a baseball.
Yeah, he's Mets. Yeah, big baseball.
It's
Yeah.
baseball.
How about that guy getting a DUI?
Who me?
He's
Oh,
done, he was done
did you-
anyway. He
co-
was
oh.
done anyway.
No,
Who
the
was it?
Mets acting
Right.
general manager. He fell asleep at a stoplight in White Plains. He was like a block from the police station.
Been there, done that. How about COVID with Chad?
That's a cry for help.
Coach.
How about this, Chad? Unvaccinated with Chad Zumach.
Vaxxed with Zumock. Oh, that's great. Vaxxed with Zumock.
Unvaxxed with Zuma.
Unvaxxed opinions with Chad Zumach. These have not been tested.
By the way, all these things that we're coming up
Chad
with,
unclipped.
every one of these I'm making a Patreon for, so keep them coming.
And
Zumock.
I'm auditioning for Stephen A. Smith. The other guy, they fired him. So I'm
Max
I'm
Kellerman.
Yeah, so I sent him my tape. So
White
I'm
male,
hoping-
get out.
You can't
Beat
enter you can't enter the club unless you've been Zumoxed.
Yeah,
There you go.
Chad Zumach.
We got ourselves a think tank here.
Sure do.
October 8th, an evening with Dom Herrera.
Yeah.
October 9th, we got Bobby Kelly down here. I'm thinking of going and
Who's
seeing
we?
Bobby Kelly.
Who's we?
South Jersey, Atlantic City, we.
Oh, where's
The
Bobby
collective
playing?
we.
Where's Bobby playing?
The Claridge.
Oh, that little dump. I think where's Dom Herrera playing?
Ooh.
Tropicana.
I'm a fan of Dom Herrera, but I think he peaked in 1989. So I don't
He's
know how.
funny. He's so funny.
Bobby Kelly's here.
Who's saying he's not? I'm saying I think he peaked in 1989.
Bobby Kelly's at Side Splitters next week, 10th and 11th.
I'll be down for that.
Come on down.
How
Is
about the
Chrissy
Borgata?
Mayer opening for him? That'd be my dream. That'd be my dream booking.
According to Frank, she's not an opener. She's a headliner.
According to Frank, he's a big promoter, so you can't really go by what Frank says. According to Frank, he's a comedy club owner. Chris, we'll cut you out of this so you can still get booked at West. What is it called?
Wesley Chapel.
No, what is it? White Plains Comedy Club. You
Oh.
don't want to not get booked at White Plains Comedy Club. Fully vaccinated.
That doesn't flood.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if it does because nobody's there. Rack me. All right, let's wrap this up because I gotta take a dump or I gotta do something. Chris, sorry we didn't let you talk, but
I enjoyed it.
Welcome to our world.
I enjoy anytime I could watch the veins pop out of Kevin's head, I'm in.
Get ready.
Chris, tell him that
We're
story.
gonna shock the world.
This Thursday.
Oh, America's team, baby.
That's right.
Yeah, 1989.
Ken, maybe we'll do some side action.
Call this episode. It's 1989.
Writing it down.
Chad, I'm gonna have you on my ESPN segment. We'll talk real football there. We'll just do that there.
Wow, you guys don't fuck with me. Don't tease me.
Yeah.
Thursday when we do the podcast, we should do a little side action with Cowboys Buccaneers.
Listen, I'm all in.
I'll take any action against the
Looks like looks like Impact Communications will be our first sponsor
All right.
at $100 a week. They want to see how we do.
Wow, someone's doing well.
I'll show them the numbers. They're going to be blown away.
Are we
Good.
split it? We split it in thirds, or you guys split it in half and cut me out?
I just do this for the fun of it. I don't care where the money goes, Kevin.
so
You know
let's give
that.
it-
We've
let's
had
gi-
that. We've had that conversation.
Let's give it to
That's
Bo. Let's give it to Bobo then.
There you go. Another Mets fan.
Yeah, another Met fan. Come on, let's surprise Bobo and send it all to Bobo.
Chris, what are your plugs? Where can people find you?
Oh,
I
Chris
know he's going to
Roach.
be at Governor's and he's going to be hard to follow. That's what I know about Chris.
I'm
You
not
don't want to
going-
follow Chris Roach, especially on Long Island. You don't want to follow him anywhere, but especially Long Island.
I'm at Governor's tomorrow night.
See, there you go.
Oh,
7
with
p.m.
Carrie Karavis.
Yes, and then Sunday and Monday I'm at the Borgata.
Nice.
Who's headlining? Mario
God.
Bosco?
I have no
Very in
idea.
the lead. You're coming down here. I didn't know you're coming down
Yes.
here.
I'm Sunday and Monday, and you can other dates, chrisroachlive.com, Instagram at Roach Comic.
My wife is sitting 20 feet away. She's going like this. We're gonna go see Chris Roach.
Oh
All
yeah, because
right,
it's
Mrs.
It's
Mosca.
Labor Day weekend. So yeah, it's Sunday, Monday show. So yeah, go down and see Chris Roach. And
We are.
you don't want to follow Chris Roach. That's a fact.
No, Brennan's not booked. He's not booked down here for a long time, so don't even ask.
I don't know. Wait, I'm right here. I'm right here. I think.
Oh,
I don't
can you
know.
hear me? I'm sorry. I
Yeah.
didn't know you could hear
I don't
me.
know. I don't know what Chris is like to follow Chris in South Jersey, but you don't want to follow him on Long Island. I don't know if he loses some of his power the further he gets from Long Island.
Nah, Chris, you
I
did
don't
great
know.
down here. Tell him, Chris. Tell him you did
Oh
great
yeah,
down
you did
here.
you did the country club. Yeah, so they already know you're.
Yeah. Chris
When
did great.
It's when I get out of the tri-states when I have problems.
So you can't do any fat jokes now that you're not fat.
Yeah,
Right? That
no
must
more fat jokes. You get out of the tri-state, they don't know what Zeppelis are, and I lose my Zeppeli material. That's all.
You lose. Carrie Karavis can't leave Long Island because she does 20 minutes about that stupid casino on exit 52.
Oh wow.
I mean, literally, she does 20 minutes about one casino, and everybody howls because they all fucking drive by it on the LIE.
The one. Oh yeah. I know what you're talking about.
She texts me all the conspiracy stuff, Chris. I
Oh
love it.
yes.
Oh my God, twice a day, every day.
She'd get along with Chad because
best.
they're both not vaxxed. She's,
The videos
She's big
and,
anti-vax. She's big anti-vax.
Yeah, she's a lunatic. Even her husband, supposedly, even her husband's like, "Shut the fuck up, Carrie." He's had it.
Her
She
husband
told me that.
swears.
She told me that on her show.
Her husband swears.
Her husband is actually Chrissy Merritt's husband as well. That's what he manages them and then he marries them. That's a fact. So he's like a Mormon manager. He books them and then he manages them and marries them. Anyway, good for me. It was very good this show, and hope it takes off on YouTube.
Send Kevin Brennan email kevinbrennan'scomedy.com and
No, it's not Kevin Brennan. It's Kevin Brennan comedian at Gmail.
and yeah.
But the best thing
$250
is go to my website, and you can just go to contact, and it goes right there. And don't send me a fake email because then I won't know. Send me
Kevin,
a real email.
Ken, you read the spreads this year. Like we'll go on the ESPN list.
So am I emailing them to you guys the day before?
No, we'll just do it whatever it is on ESPN.com when we're doing the show. That's what it is. Not the day before, not the week before. That day, right before, as we do the show, we'll go on and we'll go with whatever the spread is then.
This is how you do a football podcast. Bill Simmons, suck it. We come up with this shit on air.
Yeah, rack that shit.
Great to see you, Chris.
Good seeing you guys.
You guys will see each other Monday or Sunday. So good for
yep.
you. See
You'll
what
see
I
us
do?
at Bell and I.
Let me
See
know
what I
when you're
do?
there.
I bring people together. Will you talk to them if they come backstage, Chris?
Of course.
All right.
Well, they're not
I
allowed
used to have
backstage, but I'll come out.
I used to have Chris's cell number until I changed phones and I lost it.
Well, you
But
hit me up.
we'll stop and say hello.
Hit me up on like Instagram or Facebook, and I'll give it to you.
What's your Instagram?
Yeah, we're gonna come see you.
Instagram's at Roach Comic.
And what are you on Twitter?
Same thing at Roach Comic.
All right, I don't care about Facebook, and plus Facebook's complicated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I
No,
just want to thank
it's not like
everybody.
Twitter. It's
Hey.
not like on Twitter where you can just say I'm at Chris Roach. It's like you look at me and then you got to find it. What if there's another Chris Roach? It's stupid. Anyway.
Yeah.
What's that, Ken?
Thank everybody for all the nice birthday wishes yesterday.
Oh, happy
There's only one
birthday.
guy on this. There's only one guy on the call today I didn't fucking hear from.
Happy birthday, Ken.
I even heard from Chris Roach on Facebook.
Yeah.
Your birthday's September 2nd.
Yeah.
It's almost like
Ooh.
9/11. No, because 9 and 2 add up to 11.
No, that's great. Well, you must have gone to St. Joe's to learn that math.
All right, everybody.
All right, let's send back the troops. Take your vitamins. We'll see you soon.
Peace, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Z-Pack.
Zinc.